Look, I think it wasn't so much about the question, but it was really more about the answer.
Not a thing comes to mind.
The View, once the crown jewel of daytime television, has now officially been pulled off the air after facing a massive wave of legal backlash. What started as a show known for its fiery debates and passionate discussions has now become the latest casualty in the war over media accountability. With 12 defamation lawsuits piling up, advertisers fleeing and ABC executives scrambling to contain the damage, the network had no choice but to take drastic action. The cancellation marks the end of an era but also serves as a warning to media figures everywhere. Unchecked commentary and reckless allegations will no longer go unpunished. The downfall of The View didn't happen overnight. It was years in the making, with controversy after controversy pushing the show closer to the edge.
As opposed to a Biden administration.
And what if anything, she wishes she could have done differently in the past 4 years? Or what?
The tipping point, however, came when Sunny Hostin, one of the show's most outspoken panelists, delivered an explosive on-air rant that triggered legal action on an unprecedented scale. In a moment that was meant to be just another heated segment, Hostin launched into a scathing critique of a high-profile figure, making accusations that went far beyond opinion and into outright defamatory territory. Her remarks went viral almost instantly, with social media erupting into a firestorm of praise and outrage. Some viewers applauded her boldness, but others immediately saw the dangers of her unchecked claims. Even within The View's own audience, longtime fans felt that the show had finally crossed a line it couldn't walk back from. The energy backstage at The View shifted instantly. Whispers of legal action turned into reality when a legal notice was delivered directly to ABC headquarters, naming not just Hostin but also top network executives and production staff. The weight of the lawsuit set in immediately. ABC executives tried to maintain composure publicly, but behind the scenes panic set in. The network had handled lawsuits before, but never on this scale.
Walter Cronkite, basically to this guy Joe Rogan, who believes in dragons. I checked it.
The lawsuits weren't just targeting Hostin. They were aimed at the entire production, alleging that The View had engaged in a pattern of defamatory statements designed to destroy reputations for the sake of ratings. Advertisers, sensing the mounting legal risk, started jumping ship. First, it was a major automotive brand, then a cosmetics giant, and then a household cleaning company. Without advertiser support, The View became a financial liability, forcing executives to consider what was once unthinkable: canceling the show outright. As the situation worsened, ABC urged Hostin to walk back her remarks. They needed her to make an on-air clarification, a carefully worded statement that might ease the legal tension.
He believes in dragons?
He believes in dragons.
Did you triple source that?
Yes, I did. And he also thinks that dragons, like dinosaur-y type.
But Hostin resisted. Apologizing or clarifying her remarks could be seen as an admission of guilt, giving more leverage to the plaintiffs. Day after day she postponed the statement, leaving the network in a state of limbo. The tension backstage only grew worse. What was once a relatively tight-knit group of co-hosts began to fracture. Whoopi Goldberg, a veteran of the show, was reportedly furious behind closed doors, frustrated that Hostin's words had put the entire show at risk. Joy Behar, usually the first to defend The View's right to controversial discussions, stood by Hostin but acknowledged that the legal stakes were dangerously high. Other panelists like Alyssa Farah Griffin and Sarah Haynes reportedly felt increasingly uncomfortable, worrying about whether their own reputations would be damaged by association. Then came the moment that changed everything. During a live taping while discussing a completely unrelated topic, Hostin unexpectedly broke down on air.
Why people like our show, because they know that we are checked by ABC News. But
We're checked by everybody.
Yeah.
Her voice cracked, her hands trembled, and in front of millions of viewers she burst into tears. The broadcast quickly cut to commercial, but the damage was done. The clips spread like wildfire across social media, fueling even more speculation about the future of the show. Was this the moment that The View finally imploded? The very next day, Hostin was noticeably absent from the panel. ABC announced that she was taking a temporary leave of absence, but viewers weren't buying it. The rumors began swirling immediately. Was she being quietly forced out? Had the network decided to cut ties with her in an attempt to save itself from the lawsuit? As it turned out, things were even worse than expected. That same morning, Melania Trump's legal team officially filed a $100 million defamation lawsuit against The View, citing irreparable harm to her reputation. The lawsuit wasn't just targeting Hostin. It named the show's producers, ABC executives, and even the parent company behind the network. The legal team alleged that Hostin's comments were designed to inflict damage, spread falsehoods, and undermine Melania's credibility.
Something like that.
Yeah.
I followed up because I was surprised at the answer.
They demanded a full retraction, a public apology, and a financial settlement that could bring The View to its knees. At this point, ABC had to make a decision. The legal fees were mounting, advertisers had fled, and ratings had started to decline as viewers grew tired of the show's increasingly toxic atmosphere. Executives knew they were running out of options. And then, the inevitable happened. ABC announced that The View would be going off the air indefinitely. Officially, they framed it as a hiatus, citing legal and contractual issues, but insiders confirmed that this was the end. The View was effectively cancelled. The fallout was swift. Hostin went completely silent, avoiding the public eye and issuing no formal statement. Whoopi Goldberg and Joy Behar reportedly felt blindsided by the decision, but privately, even they knew the show had reached a point of no return. The co-hosts had long relied on their ability to stir controversy without real consequences, but this time, they had underestimated their target. Melania Trump had not only fought back, she had won. But the impact of this lawsuit isn't just about The View. It's a wake-up call to media personalities everywhere. For years, talk shows and mainstream media figures have felt emboldened to make wild accusations against public figures without fearing legal repercussions. This lawsuit proves that those days are over. Reckless commentary now comes with real consequences. Even after The View went off the air, the legal battle wasn't over. ABC and its legal team were now locked in settlement negotiations, trying to minimize the financial damage. Rumors spread that Hostin might try to countersue ABC, blaming the network for failing to protect her. Meanwhile, Melania Trump's legal team made it clear. They weren't settling for anything less than full accountability. This scandal has left one of the biggest marks on daytime television history. The View, once a platform for discussion and debate, ultimately collapsed under the weight of its own rhetoric. Whether you loved or hated the show, one thing is clear. It will be remembered not just for its cultural impact but for its stunning downfall. Now the question is, will The View ever return? Can ABC salvage its reputation after this? And most importantly, will other media figures take this as a lesson to be more responsible in their commentary? What do you think? Was The View's cancellation justified, or was this an attack on free speech? Let us know in the comments below, and don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell for more updates. Stay tuned, this fight is far from over.